What is going on, y'all? Site Perspectives, GeoFucks. Once again, it is a payday Friday, and it don't even feel like it's a payday. You know, like, I'm just, in disclaimer, I'm very blessed. I'm very privileged. I recognize my blessings and my privileges, and at the same time, I recognize the difficulties, the struggles. Everything ain't great, but everything ain't bad either, for me personally. Now, I'm thankful and grateful to have a job, to be able to earn money, to make money, but it ain't enough. I work 40 plus hours a week. Okay, I have a full-time job, I've got a part-time job, I have multiple side hustles, and it's still a struggle. So, based off of my full-time job alone, that's 40 hours at the bare minimum, 5 days a week. Sometimes it's well over 40 hours because oftentimes during the evenings and weekends I have to work because I am an outreach specialist. I do a lot of the community outreach and community engagement, marketing and communications for the place that I work. So a lot of times on the evenings and weekends, I work. You know, it may not be like, it might be between 2 to 4 hours of additional work in the evenings or on the weekends. And I'm saying weekends because I've had to work Saturdays and Sundays. So that's why I'm like, you never know what is happening. It all depends on the outreach event. Getting a car wash. Excuse me. Finished. So I got paid today, April 14th, 2023, $1,199.12 full-time, bi-weekly. Every 2 weeks I get the same amount of money because I'm salaried at $40,000 a year. But obviously, I'm not getting the $1,500. I'm supposed to be like at $1,538 and some change every 2 weeks. But because of taxes and deductions, you're not getting you're not getting your net income. You're getting your gross income. Or no, you're not getting your gross income. You're getting your net income. Let me repeat that. You're not getting your net income. You're not getting your gross income. You're getting your net income, which is everything after taxes and deductions have been removed. And when you look at it from that standpoint, a lot of us, we ain't making much. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, a lot of us really, we getting the bare minimum. And it sucks because let's be real. In this day and age, you need to be making a lot more than $1,200 every 2 weeks to stay afloat with inflation and the cost of living. Literally every bi-weekly pay period, I'm losing between 40 to 60% of my check from my full-time job that very same day that I get paid, because I pay my car note or monthly car payment every 2 weeks. I split it because the full payment is like $441, and when you pay bi-weekly every 2 weeks, it helps to cut the price down for you, so you're not paying a full $441, you're paying like $221, you know, $220.50, you know, $220.50 or $221, you feel me, every 2 weeks, so it makes it easier to pay. And then also, a little tip here, when you pay on your car payment bi-weekly, it helps you avoid a lot of interest, because interest is steadily accruing on that car loan. Okay, and yeah, so every 2 weeks I pay that, and then every 2 weeks I also pay half of my car insurance. You know, so My car insurance is like $141 and some change. So it's like roughly $75 every 2 weeks that I throw that way as well. Then I paid my cell phone bill. That's $161 a month. If I was doing the automatic payment, it would knock it down $10. So I'm probably gonna do that so I could be $151 instead of $161. Oh, paid my credit card bill. The minimum is $58 a month. Though it is highly suggested and recommended that you pay over the minimum, because if you think about it, if you're only paying the minimum, it's gonna take you forever and a day to pay that credit card off, depending on how much is owed. Not to mention the fact interest is gonna take it's gonna take a nice little section of that. My credit card is like 8.99% APR interest rate. My car loan is 5.49% interest rate. So you think, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So yeah, very quickly, I lose at least 40 to 60% of my income from my full-time job salary every 2 weeks. And then if I didn't have a part-time job and multiple side hustles and, you know, constantly robbing Peter to pay Paul, shanking Paul to pay Mary, you know, going without, denying myself of things that I need and some of the things that I would like, I want, I wouldn't be able to stay afloat. And it's really ridiculous because we shouldn't have to work multiple jobs. We shouldn't have to have a full-time job, a part-time job, side hustles. We shouldn't have to constantly be trying to turn hobbies into money-making mechanisms because of the cost of living and inflation. You know, a full-time job should be paying a living wage. You know, I'm going to keep saying this. $40,000 a year is working poor, working class at this day and age. It is no longer middle class. It hasn't been middle class really, if we're going to be honest, in the last 10 to 11 years. You know what I mean? Because like literally, at least in 2012, $40,000 had the buying power of $52,000. A little over $52,000. So in 2012, you could have been, as a single person, for example, as a single person in 2012, 40K had the buying power of a little over $52,000. So you could have stayed afloat. Could have been a part of the middle class. In 2002, it had the buying power of a little over $66,000. So you truly, if you were single, making at 40K in 2002 with the buying power of a little over $66,000, you were truly middle class. And 30 years ago, going on 31 years ago, in 1992, $40,000 had the buying power of a little over $85,000. So not only were you middle class, you were upper middle class at that point. So it really puts things into perspective when you have jobs still offering 40K, like that is something to be proud about. You're gonna be living check to check on 40K. And that's being a single person. Now just think, if you have children, you have dependents. Why do you think and mind you, I don't have any children, right? But I have godchildren, and I look after my mom. It is what it is. I help my grandmother. I look after other people, so I have dependents. And, you know, on top of the fact that I still have to take care of myself, I still have student loans, I still have bills and responsibilities. I'm trying to get out of debt. I'm trying to save money. You know, I still have to eat. You know, so it's just, I still got to get gas and stuff for my car and other, you know, car maintenance and what have you. So it really does put things into, perspective when you look at how costly everything is. And I'm at the point where it's like, I'm looking at, I was talking with a group of associates, a group of friends last night, and listening to how they're trying to figure out ways to make additional money, and we're all in the same boat. People are picking up second jobs, part-time jobs, side hustles, doing Ship, doing DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, you name it. People are picking up additional jobs and side hustles to try to make ends meet, because we are so badly underpaid at our jobs, and then in a lot of cases overworked. Like, it's ridiculous. So I'm really trying to figure out what my next plan of action is going to be, what type of career that I'm eventually going to pivot into, because obviously I can't stay doing the same type of work that I've been doing for the past 10 plus years. It's been a decade of in the same field. Obviously I can't continue doing this because there's no good pay here, and yes, you want to do something that you're passionate about, that you like to do, that you care about, and at the same time, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. We can't just be doing things out of the kindness of our heart 24/7. Meanwhile, you're in the poorhouse. And when I say that was very, it can be taken as being very disrespectful in classes, and I do, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend anybody when I say in the poorhouse. I'm really not, because technically I'm in the poorhouse. I'm working poor, working class. So I understand. But again, we bust our butts. Arguably a lot of us are busting our butts to pay bills, to make ends meet, to take care of our families, to get out of debt, to try to save for the future. We're busting our butts. A lot of us are. And it's like, no matter how hard we work, we're coming up short all the time. Like, no matter how hard I work, it's just like, I still end up having to rob Peter to pay Paul. I still have, I have to live check to check, or, you waiting on a miracle, a dollar in a dream, for real. So again, a lot of us are feeling the crunch, and I just want y'all to know, being 100% transparent, I'm feeling the crunch too. A lot of people get on social media, and let's just keep it a buck, they make it seem like everything is going so well for them, and that's not always the case. And also, you have people who blatantly are living double and quadruple lives, like straight up lying and perpetrating the front and making it seem like they balling, and in reality they're struggling just like you. So I just want y'all to know, it's a lot more people such as myself, such as you, who are living check to check, working 2 and 3 jobs, struggling out here. You are not by yourself. You are not alone. And don't feel bad about struggling, because a lot of us are. And again, social media can be very fake. It is what it is. Everybody ain't sitting up living high off the hog. Okay? Again, I'm gonna keep saying this. If everybody was doing so well based off of social media alone, if everybody was doing so well, why were we all eligible for stimulus checks? I'll wait. I gotta put my shades on that, because I'm not even trying to shade nobody, because my butt gladly took the stimulus checks that were offered to us. But I'm gonna say it again. If everybody is doing so well based off of social media, why were the majority of us eligible for stimulus checks? Okay, obviously you're not over there big baller if you're constantly eligible for these stimulus checks. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with us getting stimulus checks. You know why? It's our money. It's our tax dollars. Should we not benefit from the taxes that we have deducted from our income? Anyways, let me get in here. I'm out.